Hello and welcome to this Takeoff QS demo. I'm showing you our balance of house materials system that is going to speed you up to get through a balance of house materials takeoff at pace. What we have here is as I've uploaded a set of PDF building plans, standard New Zealand construction plans, and the system has analyzed those, and I'm now going to take you through how Takeoff QS speeds you up when you're doing your estimations. So the first thing is I come in and verify that the system's got the right scale. I'm happy with that, and I'll come in and measure the wall height. We're currently working on an automation for this step as well, so probably in a few weeks' time you won't have to do this one manually, but for now it still is a manual step. I'm happy with 2.4. I know this one's 2.4 as well, so I will continue with that, approve those two measurements as I build up my measurements bank, and then we'll proceed to the floor plan. So this is the external walls annotation. You can see our computer vision model has missed that little cutout there, so I just quickly go around and tidy up that annotation. And the reason it's missed it is because it's been trained on about 10,000 New Zealand building plans, and we really need to train it on a few more to get it to, let's say, 95 to 99% accurate across all the different annotations. So what I do is I come in here again and I verify that that scale is correct. It's got the right scale. It's pulled out the right page, and I begin that approval and move through to the internal walls. Now you'll see here the model has done pretty well on the internal walls. It's missed that one there, so I go in and tidy that up, create a new annotation, and once I'm happy with that, and I'll also just fix that one up because that one's not quite perfect at this point. Again, this is just a case of training on a bit more data, and we won't see any of these little errors when you're coming through. Once you're happy with your internal walls annotations, I will now assign all of those walls that same wall height. I know they're all 2.4, and you'll see this is that total internal wall length measurement here. So once that's assigned that wall height to all of them, I just approve all of those and move through to wall widths. I know that that is all correct and happy with how it's pulled out, whether they are 90 mil or 140 mil. The system's reading these numbers around the side here to make those calculations. Approve all the wall widths, move through to windows. Again, I know that those are all correct, so I will move through windows as well, through to doors, so you're getting your count and your measurements for the different windows and doors. You'll see here it's pulled out. It's differentiating between garage, external slider, internal doors, etc. Once you're happy with those, you approve all of those, move through to the roof outline. Now, it's done a pretty good job. It's just kind of missed that little bit there, so you might want to just tidy that up. And depending on how accurate you want to get it, you can zoom in and get it, really down to the millimeter, but I'm happy with that. I'm going to confirm that scale. I can see it's 1 to 100 and move through to the catchments. So you can see that the computer vision model has had a good go at it, but it hasn't quite nailed it. So I'll just go around and tidy those ones up. So this is the same sort of annotation process you would use on any other similar type of annotation software that's out on the market. Just need to tidy that one up as well. So these are all individual computer vision models for each of these different pages, and we just need to train them on a little bit more data so that the user is not going to be required to do any of this, and we see that happening certainly in the foreseeable future, where it's just getting these 99% correct on all sets of plans. So the system's working best at the moment with residential construction plans, single story, and we're working on solutions to make it work really well with multi-unit, multi-story, and then also larger commercial builds as well. So once you're happy with the annotations, we'll assume that they're all good for now. You can see it's also pulling out the individual pitch, which when it's on the catchments, it pulls that out. It would also look for that pitch elsewhere on the page if it wasn't on the individual catchment. Once you're happy with that, it now goes into a process where it analyzes the roof plan for valleys. So it's currently analyzing now based on where those catchments are, and it will automate this process as well. It will also do the same for gable ends and soffits as well. So I'll just wait for that to load. One thing to mention is, so the way we've trained the system is we've had university students tracing lines around New Zealand building plans for most of their summer break. And that's the only way we've been able to train it from scratch. And in time, what we're building in is a flywheel where each annotation that's corrected is actually training the system as well. So every time that you make a correction on an annotation that the system got wrong, that's trained as well. So over time, the system just gets better and better. So you see that there's still a bit of work to be done on our valley system here. So it got a few of them. It didn't get all of them, so I'll just add these in. So there's still a little bit of manual work to be done to get your full measurement bank, but certainly starting to speed that process up. Once I'm happy with all those, I approve all those valleys, move through to gable ends. I'll just delete that one. That's not a gable end. It's got those two gable ends there. Once you're happy with that, begin the approval, move through to soffits. So the soffits model is a new one. You can see it's a new model. We've just started training. It still has a bit of work. We still need to basically just train it on more data. And in time, this system will work as well as the internal wall system you saw earlier on. So at this stage, you would still need to go through and make a few adjustments, but just showing you the capabilities raw to show you where we're heading as well. So the bit of manual tidy up there, we'll just assume for the purposes of this demo that they're good to go, and I'll just approve all those to move through to strip braces. So the system is analyzing the page and pulling out where those strip braces are, and we just need to turn that into a length as opposed to a square meterage, which we are currently working on at the moment. So once again, I approve all the strip brace, and we move through to the elevations. So the system is pulling out all of those different sections of elevation, and we'll see here we've got this mismatches feature here, which will identify if there is a cutout where the elevations are not seeing that particular section. So it's analyzing the roof plan against the floor plan against the elevations to see where those mismatches are and identifying those to the user so you can add those in as well. And we're looking to automate that process entirely as well. So a lot of solutions that we're working on in the meantime. But you'll see the system's pulling out all of the elevations particularly well. Once you confirm the scale, I can move through and just start approving all that cladding, proving all of that cladding, and same with doors. System's working really well at differentiating between doors and windows. Prove those doors, those ones as well, and then it's getting all the windows too on all of those different elevations. So we're currently working on a solution for raking ceiling as well, and we're looking to automate that process in a set of building plans that has those in them. So lots going on behind the scenes. So there is our bank of measurements for doing a balance of house takeoff. If you needed to add any others, you can add them in here as well with all of our custom annotation tools, just like you would on any other software that you use for doing these sorts of takeoffs. Once I'm happy with all of that, I go through to the pricing, and once we have the system fully configured to your business needs with your formulas and logics to take measurements through to individual materials, we can integrate all of that logic into the system and save it as different templates, save your material, your price book as well with all the different pricing that you have, and really easy to update material books and price books as well. And then you can really start to automate that whole process of doing measurements, materials, pricing for doing a balance of house and materials takeoff. So that's where we're at the moment, and hope you've enjoyed this demo. Cheers, Nick Laddie, Product Lead, Takeoff QS.